Hey everyone, this is Troy Baker. We're here talking about Infamous Second Son, and you're watching Connected Digital World.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So for those who don't recognise you, would you like to tell us who you are and what you do?
Well, I like to, hopefully keep people fresh and get some anonymity here. My name is Troy Baker, and I have the fortune of playing Delson Row in our story, Infamous Second Son.
Excellent. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your character?
Delson, of course, being the hero of our story, Second Son. One of the things I wanted to find out early on when we were doing this was what does Infamous look like in a post Cole McGrath world? Because Cole McGrath was our hero before. So with Second Son, we have Delson Row, who's a 24-year-old Native American, very much of a devil-may-care rebel, damn the man kind of guy, which I can get behind. When he suddenly meets the one constant that we see in all Infamous stories, which is an ordinary guy in extraordinary circumstances, and he's unique in the fact that his ability is the ability to absorb the powers of these other conduits, who are these people like Cole McGrath, and his abilities, whether it be the power to shoot smoke out of your hands, or the power to shoot lasers, or move very quickly with that. So we meet him at a very critical point in his life where a tragedy happens, and he must rise to the occasion to be the hero or the anti-hero that we all need him to be.
And how did you prepare for this particular role?
You come up with a process, and then you immediately throw it away, because everybody has their own process. And the second that you try to, put it on rails the way that you think it is, then you find out that the train will quickly fall off and not go to the stop. So what we did was, Travis Willingham, who plays Reggie, my brother in the story, he and I went up to Sucker Punch. We spent the whole weekend with Nate Fox and the team and learning about the structure of the story, because the story itself may change. It's all going to have panda bears in there. It's like, where are the pandas? Oh no, the pandas are gone. It's now unicorns. What were the unicorns? No, it's not unicorns. It's now grizzly bears. Those things will always change. But the beats, the structure of the story, once that is solid, once that's set in stone, then you can start exploring how that character moves throughout that story. So we sat and we listened, and we asked a lot of questions, and we got to be introduced to those characters. And then Sucker Punch made several, in my mind, very smart philosophical choices. Number one, to bring in actors that they can collaborate with, that can be partners in that. Because to me, there's a partnership that comes in play between the actor and the player as well, because my job is to take the wheel for some parts of the story and hit these specific narrative beats, but then hand the wheel over to you so that you play that out. And I have to make sure that that feels honest on both sides, that I create a performance that you can get behind, that you can believe is real and tangible and grounded, but at the same time allow you to still make your own choices so that you feel like you're participating in that story as well. So that was one thing that I felt they did, was philosophically was very smart. The second thing was that they made a very strong philosophical choice to let the technology serve the performance, and to bring in the advent of this new technology with the new consoles, to capture fidelity in performance that they've never done before. And it's stunning to see the result of that, because we see choices that we made on the stage of small little eye movements and lip curls and micro movements that you don't really register, that are one-to-one versus what we saw on the stage to what it's about to be. So the process for that is to be incredibly open and to understand that we're creating a character that we want to fully inhabit, but also deliver a performance and create a character that you feel that you can fully inhabit as well.
Do you prefer motion capture roles or just pure voice? Or does it really depend on the role?
I would definitely have to say that the more of me that I can put into a role is something that is appealing to me. I want to inhabit that. But that being said, there's wonderful opportunities for just bringing a voice and trusting animators to do something. For me personally, what I love, especially in the game space, I love to be in that suit. I love to be on that stage. There's something that's very visceral about it. I find very rewarding. And I feel like I get to be more of a part of the collaboration and a more part of the creative process. And that attracts me too. Finding a team that I can partner with is something that really appeals to me.
How has the process been, say, compared to The Last of Us or Bioshock Infinite for you?
Bioshock, very different because that was definitely in a booth and it was a collaboration with Ken. There was Ken liked to work being very much leaving in the dark, which kind of played towards the story because there's so many reveals and surprises and left turns in that game. With Last of Us, it's very synonymous. We have a great director and a great writer who brought us along the journey and made us partners in the collaboration. Definitely the subject matter, what we're dealing with, is a little bit lighter. There's a little bit more levity to this game versus The Last of Us, which was a lot of fun. You know, to be able to explore with comic book fare, you know, that kind of world. But those are the kind of the common denominators as far as the collaboration and the process. True commitment to characterization and to trying to tell a really good story. Those are common elements that, again, I'm really drawn towards, and I kind of seek out it. If there's any repetitiveness in that, it's that, and I will gladly take it.
Did you find it quite difficult to be working on 3 major games like that, plus other games like Batman, Lego, Marvel superheroes, and all that, all at the same time? Did you think, who am I today?
Right. I mean, you definitely start feeling like Sybil after a while, but they're welcome breaks, you know, because you live and you inhabit in this space for so long, and then finally you get to come out for air and you're like, okay, I need to do something different just to keep it fresh, so you're not just, you know, completely consumed with it. So you move on to this, and you know, get to play the Joker for a while, and you get crazy with that. You need to push that off and put that up on the shelf, and you come over here back to Delson. And what that means is that it's really crucial that you have a solid footing into the character, because you're going to be moving around, and you don't want to bring elements of this character into this character. They need to be clear, distinct people. So that was something that I was very aware of.
Which has been your favourite character to play so far?
Oh, you bastard.
Yep.
It's so hard, and this is why. Because each character teaches me something about myself. And I wouldn't take away what I've learned, that piece of me, that awareness that it brings for anything, because they're all my children. You know, they're all things that I absolutely love, and I love them for each different reasons. And some things I hate about it, you know. But I've been so grateful to have been taught by these roles and to have grown, sometimes exponentially in these roles. I wouldn't discredit what I'm doing for anything.
Which has been the hardest one for you?
In some ways, the same answer. You know, you find unique challenges, and just when you think, I've got that one licked, something else pops up, and again, it becomes, this is what you need to learn about yourself. You need to learn trust. You need to learn to listen. You need to learn to own without controlling. And those are unique challenges that you only learn with that. If you've played The Last of Us, it's you know, no secret that there's that one scene that was incredibly hard. You know, in some ways, what that required versus a scene that you know, I may have not understood in Second Son was just as hard, because it's wrapping your mind around the concept and navigating that from a cognitive and emotive and a physical level. This was interesting, and it makes me wonder what the next challenge will be.
Do you want to have a role that brings more of your music into it?
It'd be fun. It'd be fun to explore that. You know, we had that wonderful moment in Bioshock where, you know, Cornea had that, and that was just such a birth out of such an organic moment. It became such a fan favorite moment. I was honored and really kind of humbled how people responded to that. Inversely, you had the moment with The Last of Us, with, you know, just that spontaneous operatic disaster that people love so much. And there's so much that I equate what I do from an acting standpoint to music, because it's the first language that I learned. I would love for there to be something where I could incorporate either music that I make, or somehow there'd be a musical element involved in that to make people marriage, perfect marriage, best of both worlds.
Well, thank you very much for your time today.
So great to see you again.
You too, man.